Hello and welcome to a double, Dave, a double preview show, a What the Fork Monarchs preview show and a Stellar Devils preview show as we look ahead to two matches in 2 days at Armadale. First up, Friday night, it's championship action. It's the Monarchs versus the Gladiators. Then Saturday afternoon, it's the Devils versus the Centurions. We will hear from Jacob Hook and new Devil Kyran Lyden. And of course, we'll take a blast from the past from Mike Hunter's archive. But Dave, we've spoke about it for weeks on weeks on weeks. This Friday night, this is it. You know, we've kind of touched results elsewhere could change this, but it would take a weird set of results, the like of which hasn't been seen since the last time Hibs were in Europe. And we need that 3 points on Friday night for the Monarchs, and that should be us in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it, as you say, on and off for a few weeks now, but this is the one we have to win. We've got to get 3 points on Friday. There's still a lot to go for, a lot of teams, a lot of matches in hand, things like that. So it won't guarantee, but it was assuming Birmingham don't win at Plymouth tonight. It will take everybody out apart from the top 7. So Scunthorpe and Redcar have then got a target that they need to aim for, and they'll both need to get points away from home to overtake us. So yeah, and of course we'll stop with that trip to Oxford.
I was going to say that Monarchs still with a chance for away points as well.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it will be the end of the month before Scunthorpe's 2 away matches, so we'll be left in a little bit of limbo. But
got a Keogh Cup final to reach in that interim though, Dave. We'll be in the Keogh Cup final though. That's what we'll fill that interim with.
Of course, yes, we've got the Cup semi-final to come as well. But we can only deal with what we can deal with, and that's a match on Friday night, and that's 3 points in the bag is the minimum we need. It probably doesn't matter if Plymouth get a point or not, but we've got to get that 3 points to make sure we are setting as high a target as possible for probably Scunthorpe, who'll be chasing that last place. And for the Devils on Saturday, it's the other team that's struggling at the bottom of the league, and possibly their biggest chance of the season to pick up that first home win. So a lot for them to aim for as well.
Yep, fingers crossed for a big weekend ahead, Dave. And of course, the one big handicap for the Monarchs comes at number 1. Your Sam Masters with that bad crash on Friday night. That we send the best wishes to all that were involved in that. Obviously, we've seen Lassie back. I think Craig Cook was hoping to be back this weekend as well. But not seen that confirmed yet either. So we wish them all the best. But yes, Sam's the number 1 average in the league. So technically, you can pick anyone. But for my money, there's no one that can replace Sam. So he will be a big miss. Albeit, I think as we talk at Tuesday, sort of dinner time, we do expect Richard Lawson to step in, and somebody that's done himself proud in Monarchs colours already this season.
Yeah, I mean, Richard obviously helped us get the vital points at Glasgow to get us through to that Cup semi-final you mentioned earlier, and probably his guest performance on Sunday there was what knocked us out of the Jubilee League. But that's the nature of Speedway. I mean, you've got to accept the guest system. It's either that or we're going to be going with Gregor Miller, Lewis Miller at number 1 if they have another system. So until someone can think of something better, the guest is the way to go. And as usual, Alex and John trying their best to get the best guests, and Richard Lawson we know should be good enough on the night as well. So maybe not as good as Sam does, but enough to get the rest of the boys firing as well over that line.
Yeah, and of course, as we talked just now, still a few question marks over Plymouth team. We do know that, as planned, it's Leon Flint that steps in to guest at number 1. But beyond that, I think there's still question marks over Michael Pamtoft, Hans Anderson, and of course Ben Barker, and Alfie Botel's out as well. So we see it as we speak, as we say it, sort of kind of Tuesday dinner time. There's a fixture going on at Plymouth tonight. It sees 5 from each team out. Just a remarkable set of injuries and suspensions for both. So I know Gary May's been working the phones all week, but he's hoping to get a few of his boys back. So we can't maybe confirm the lineup. Of course, by the time this goes out, we may know a little bit more, and the graphics might tell us slightly different. But if not, just keep an eye out for Monarchs press releases on Wednesday, and then the match preview on the website. The match preview article that is on the website on Friday, and that will confirm Plymouth's team for you. And Dave, one man who has, we know, all being well, we know will be there on Friday night, is Monarchs Young Lions reserve, Jacob Hook, and I caught with him a little.
So Jacob, obviously, big match this coming Friday. Plymouth, we're not really sure what their team's going to look like. I think I read they've got 5 guests for their home match midweek before they come to Armadale, but Monarchs don't need to worry about that. All they need to know is pretty much guys go out, do the job, get the win, and that should pretty much seal the place in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, most definitely. We need to make sure we get that win against Plymouth just to ensure that we're in the playoffs. It was good that we got that point at Leicester, but yeah, if we win this, I'm pretty sure we'll be through. So it's just what we got to aim to do, I guess.
Yeah, and I guess maybe the 2 matches last weekend against Glasgow, that probably starts to give you that idea of what the playoff atmosphere is going to be like. You get to this stage of the season that the matches are ramping up in importance, and is that something you guys notice on the track when you can feel maybe that bit more tension or that bit more increased noise coming from the crowd as well?
Yeah, no, definitely. There's nothing like a Glasgow versus Edinburgh match, especially when it's for a spot in a final. But yeah, no, it does get more intense as you get closer to the end of the season because it is crunch time. So yeah, but it makes everything feel better when you win for sure.
Yeah, and then going back to last Friday, obviously match starts in pretty disastrous fashion for both teams, but for the Monarchs, you've got 2 riders out after that. Kind of how does that change your mindset the rest of the match? Obviously, you've just seen a mate get injured, so you've got to put that to the back of your mind and got to do a job because you know you're going to be busier. So, maybe the first time you'd experienced that in a match. So, kind of how did you react to that on Friday night?
It was Friday night obviously wasn't good seeing both Lass and Sam have to go to hospital, but we had a team meeting. We all got together. We all just said we gotta pick our game up. We got to do it for the boys, sort of thing. You know what I mean? So we got to take their roles and we got to do what we need to do to make sure we win this match because it was really important on Friday. We needed to win. It didn't happen at Glasgow on Sunday, but yeah, at least we got that home win without the boys. But yeah, we had a team meeting and we all just spoke, and Josh and Alex spoke very well, and they all basically just said we need to pick our game up. What we did last week or what we've done throughout the year just needs to be a step better because we've lost two important boys. So yeah, it was just need to pick the game up, and we did that. So it was good.
Yeah, and is that kind of the thing that helps us? We all know Sam is the captain, but Josh is as vocal as anyone in the pits, and obviously he's captain for Kings Lynn in the Premiership. Paco keeps everyone up. There's no one that's done it longer in the game than Alex Harkis. So does that kind of help everyone else just rally around that? Okay, yeah, you've lost these riders, but there's other people ready to step up.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it helps that we all just get along so well. You know what I mean? Like, there's no one that sort of just sits by himself. Everyone's always telling everyone to do better. Just everyone's all behind each other, telling they can do it, we can do it, what you need to do, what and that. So I think it's good. It's not it doesn't just come from one person. Usually Sam's the captain, so usually Sam says the most, but everyone's always behind each other, and I think it's that team atmosphere that makes us so good at home and good away at the same time. It's that team atmosphere and it's great.
Yep, and then obviously there was the small change at reserve. Yourself and James switch positions. That would have been really your first sort of real chance to get into that heat 8 in there as your own rather than maybe being a reserve switch. And does that make any difference to you as a rider, or is it just when you show up, you check what heats and what gates you're in, you mark it on the programme and you're ready to go?
I think moving me to 7 obviously gives me a few easier rides as a reserve in every one of my races, so it allows me to score a few more points. But I feel like that heat 8 and that heat 2 I should be winning. That's just how I feel. Obviously I want to win every race, but some races are obviously a little bit harder because there's heat leaders in. But no, that heat 2 and that heat 8 are my main priority to win because I know I can do it and I just got to do it. It's as simple as that.
Yep, and then I guess just lastly, it must be crazy for you to think we're now maybe, depending on cup and playoff progression stuff, but you'll be looking at your calendar the rest of the way and thinking, geez, I'm maybe 3/4 of the way through the year. Has it been an absolute whirlwind? Has it been everything you wanted it to be?
I won't say it's been everything I wanted to be. Of course, everyone wants to score more points and wants to do better. But yeah, I've enjoyed every second of it. I definitely want to be back next year. So that's my main goal. My average dropped a little bit at the start of the season, but I'm trying to try bring it back up to that 4 by the end of the season. So it's slowly getting back up, and that's my main goal. But yeah, I've enjoyed it a lot, and yeah, it's crazy to think that we're already 3/4 of the way through the season. Feels like I was only here yesterday. It was the first day I arrived, but yeah, no, I'm enjoying it a lot.
Yep, Jacob, ready for a big weekend. Pretty adamant there that the Monarchs will do the business on Friday. So, fingers crossed the rest of the boys take his determination into it and come. I'm hopefully going to say we're not 10-10 as it was on Friday night there. Hopefully by about 9:15 or so, it's 3 points in the bag for the Monarchs, and that playoff place looking all but rosy.
Yeah, as you say, determined is probably the right word for Jacob, and he's been showing a lot more determination the last 3 weeks. At Glasgow picked up that excellent win in Heat 8 and was unlucky in Heat 14 when desperate trying to get to that extra point, which would have kept us in it, but came off on the fourth bend. But yeah, no, Jacob's performance has shown well. That's why they switched the numbers in the reserves. And James had a couple of good races over the weekend too, so they're going to be important. As it's Ben Morley who's scored a barload of points.
Yeah,
on both occasions he's been at Armadale this season. Will be against him. So whilst he's maybe not a big name reserve, he certainly is going to be dangerous for Plymouth. And with Kai and Paco all looking solid at home, and then Josh as usual flying himself. Hopefully that'll be more than enough to get us over that line.
Yep, hopefully get us over the line on Friday, and then we'll move our attention briefly to Saturday, Dave. And you mentioned already, the Devils still looking for that first league point. But if ever there was going to be a chance, it's again maybe not quite as bad as the Championship lineup, but it's a fairly decimated National League lineup for Plymouth as well. There's a few guests in there. Kel Bickley, McGurk, one of the McGurk boys is in there. He'll go well. So it's not going to be easy, but New Look Devils once again. Kyran Lyden coming in at the bottom end. Lewis Miller, we wish him all the best and hope he gets his confidence back soon. But probably the strongest the Devils have looked all season, on paper anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's as you say, good luck to Lewis. Hopefully he picks up and we see him in the Devils next year again, looking stronger and better. But yeah, Kyran looked really good when he guessed for Kent the other week. So great opportunity for him to go and try and pick up some points. And Plymouth have been struggling at the bottom, as we're saying. Then they get the big new signing in Adam Royden to try and strengthen them up in the first 2 matches of the season. The first 2 matches since they signed them, clash with their northern trip, because they'll be going to Berwick after Armadale on Saturday afternoon for a double header. So Adam misses out, and that's who Sam McGuck replaces. And I mean, Bickley, Dan Gilks is probably one of the best riders in the league, so I don't think Bickley will probably be about the same. So then a chance for the Devils. We know they got a lot closer in the last occasion, and they showed some signs with Gregor again showing what he can do. Lee Conklin on his home debut certainly shown no lack of effort, and that's what you get from him every time. And we just need one or two of the others to just cut out one or two tiny mistakes, and that'll get them a chance, and hopefully pick up that win, because they've certainly been working hard enough to earn a win. So hopefully they'll get picked up on Saturday afternoon.
Yep, and we touched on that debutant Kyran. He's chomping at the bit for his home debut for the Devils, as I found out when I spoke to him a little bit earlier.
It should be a good meeting. I've been looking at the Plymouth team, and I know they're only one above us in the league. So I'm hoping this is the match that we can score some points in. And obviously last time I rode at the Edinburgh track I was guesting for Kent, and I enjoyed the meeting and the track. So looking forward to it on Saturday.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm guessing just from geography, there might be a few guys in the Devils team you know of. I mean, I don't think Elliot's from too far away in the world from you, same with Danny Phillips and stuff. So, do you have a bit of experience with some of the guys before joining the team?
Yeah, obviously I've known Elliot since, well, me and him both started Speedway at the same time, and he only lives 10 minutes from me, so I see him a lot and speak to him nearly every day. Danny Phillips, yeah, he's another local rider, well, to me, and he goes to Redcar quite often, which is obviously our local track. And I was there just Saturday doing an amateur meeting, and he was helping me out with things, and we were just talking about Oxford at Wednesday, and obviously Josh Embleton too. He's not too far, just an hour up the road, and he's been around Redcar a lot, and both raced together. So yeah, few local riders, and comfortable when I'm racing with them, so it should be good.
Yeah. And just what are your have you set yourself any targets or any expectations, or is it just to go out there, enjoy your ride in, pick up the points as they come, and see where that takes you?
Yeah, obviously I want to go out and enjoy it and gain from the experience. Obviously it's the first National League team I've raced for, but there's also, I put pressure on myself to do well and score points. No speeder rider wants to go out and not score anything. Everyone wants to win, so there's that side to it. But yeah, just gain experience and the points will come.
Yep. And then you mentioned the Plymouth team there. You're right. The Devils, it doesn't need harbored on, but they failed to score in any matches so far. So I guess the first port of call is getting that first home win on the board. Try and get a wee bit of momentum going. There's still quite a few matches before the end of the season, and see if we can avoid that bottom spot.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, with them only being one above us, there's that chance of we can win, and I'll be there, encouraging the team and pushing the team to get it going, and it'll be good for the team to get the points in the league and not be the wooden spoon, as they say.
And has this kind of been your aim since the start of the season? Kind of take these guest bookings on to put yourself in the shop window and then get yourself into the 1 to 7. Was that always aim, or has this come a little bit quicker than you were expecting?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, last year I done some big meetings, the under-19s and the under-21s, and I was sort of hoping for a National League team at the start of the year. Obviously, when I didn't get signed up, I was sort of like, I'll just take the guest bookings as they come. Been trying to do as many as I can. Obviously, some of them I couldn't do because they might have clashed with another date. But yeah, I think it's come a little bit quicker for me to get signed to the team. I sort of thought about if I just do guest bookings this year and then see what happens next year. But obviously the opportunity came, and I was like, yeah, let's go for it.
And then, of course, I mean, you mentioned you guessed it for Kent, and I think was it five or paid 6 or paid 7 you got. So Armadale must be a track you've got a bit of a liking for. Obviously, been brought up at Redcar. Is it those kind of, I know Redcar ride's very big, even though it's a smaller track, but is it kind of the smaller, more technical tracks that you feel comfortable on, or are you happy giving it a blast anywhere?
I got paid 6, I think it was. Yeah, paid 6. Well, Redcar and Edinburgh, completely different tracks. You sort of have to use your head at Edinburgh a little bit, and I think I enjoy the fact that you do that, and it's not just full blast all the way around. Well, I've been doing second halves at Wolves for the Premiership Junior League team, and for me, them two tracks are quite similar. So obviously the practice on them tracks is good, and yeah, I just enjoy the track, Edinburgh.
Well, Dave, a double dose of Speedway delight for everyone this week. It'll be a big weekend for you. Main event Friday, second and important Saturday, and a wee trifle of dessert for you on Sunday at Easter Road, no doubt. But big weekend for the Monarchs and the Devils. Starts on Friday night at 7:30. Tickets are available now. edinburghmonarchs.co.uk. Click on that tickets link. Pay at the gate, obviously always available as well. Then for Saturday, 2:30 tapes up. Again, tickets available, armadaledevils.co.uk, and that match will be live streamed. EMTV is your link for that on either the Edinburgh Monarchs or Armadale Devils website. So, Dave, don't know, what are we going to do this weekend? Will we be back Saturday morning with a Friday focus and then Sunday morning with a Saturday focus? Who knows? We'll see. We'll keep these in suspense. But until then, as always, we finish off See, you didn't you were, Dave. I knew where I was going with that. As always, we finish off with Mike Hunter's blast from the past, as we will see some action against Plymouth from previous years gone by.
Well, Heat 15 lines up exactly the same as Heat 13. Barker, Cook, Fisher and Tully. And presumably Theo Piper must have turned the heat down because he's been impressive for the Monarchs tonight. And Barker's made the jump this time, and Fisher. What can Cook do about it? Barker didn't leave a lot of room for his partner that time. Cook rip-roaring into that pit's corner, but he's a bit too wide. Cook trying hard to get on Fisher's tail, and he's chance of coming up inside him there. Fisher locks up there, and Cook, oh, that's thunderous, racing into that corner there. Cook once again. A very interesting battle for second spot. Fisher doing the corners at an odd angle, but he's still hanging on to that second, and I think he's got it from here, although Cook again comes roaring up and he grabs it. Whoa, terrific effort by Cook there, terrific effort. Tried the whole race and got through at the last gasp. Brilliant racing by Craig Cook, and a sporting handshake from Ryan Fisher. The Devils finished with an advantage, the only one they had apart from the TR races, and satisfactory conclusion to the evening.
So Dave, more of the same over this weekend. I'll send the fans home happy. Of course, I'm going to be biased. I know I'm going to try and be reasonably neutral, but 2 big home wins would be nice. Get those Monarchs in the playoff and break that snide for the Devils. That's what we're hoping for this weekend. Hopefully you can join us. As I say, tickets for both available on the website. Pick them up now. But until myself and Dave are back with a Friday Focus, as always, thanks very much and goodbye.